me? I'm back.
Yeah, I can hear
Okay, it's working now.
you. The earphone. Okay, cool.
Okay. Hi. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. How
Yeah,
do
thank
how do
you.
you say your name? Satyam.
Satyam, yes, exactly. You got it correct
Nice
for
to
the
meet
first
you.
time. Nice to meet you too. I love your hair too. So
Sorry.
I love your hair. The color.
Oh, the color, yeah,
Mm,
ginger.
awesome.
I had to do something new. I was getting bored with everything, but now I'm bored of this, so it's time to change it up at some point.
So yeah, good morning to you. Although it's not here. How did you decide to come to Canada first? Like where you're from exactly?
Okay, wait, let me just put up the volume because I'm struggling to hear you. How'd you put up the volume on this app? But anyway, I'll just deal with it. Um,
Uh,
okay, so where am I from? I'm from South Africa, and then I came to Canada like 2.5 years ago. Yeah, I came here to study because I thought it was a good option. It was affordable. Well, it's not affordable like that in that sense. I mean, it's relatively affordable. So if you compare other countries like the UK or the US or even Europe. I mean, Europe is cheaper to study, but then Canada, once you're done studying, you can actually go through the process of getting permanent residence. So that's also something which appealed to me, which made me, decide to come and study here. You know what I mean?
yeah, I get it. I get it. So how do you choose Fanshawe over any of the colleges in there?
Yeah, I actually struggled
Mm,
to like pick a college. Okay, because it was either a college or a university. So that's where I started with my decision. I was like, I can either go to college or a university, and then university is very very expensive. So I just
yeah.
decided, let me pick a college. So then I was just doing my research because there are so many colleges to pick from, and I guess Fanshawe College had for me it had the courses that I was interested in, and also they had good reviews. So that was basically how I made my decision to go with Fanshawe College. But then also at the time there wasn't that much like information maybe on YouTube
Mm.
or even the internet. I just relied on, I think there was like one or two websites where I saw reviews. So that's how I was just like, okay, maybe Fanshawe is good. I just took how do I say? I just took it wasn't like an informed decision. I just took a leap of faith because I was just relying on, those few reviews that I saw about Fanshawe. And also I guess it's in Ontario, so Ontario was also like um, one of my options
Mm.
of a place where I could live. Oh, sorry, my computer's being funny. But yeah, Fanshawe College. It sounded like a good idea, and I think their courses look nice. So it's not very easy making these decisions because I mean, you're spending a lot of money and you're leaving your home country. But yeah, I
Exactly.
had to make a decision. It took me a very long time, but I just had to
Yeah.
go with
So
Fanshawe College.
the pressure is always there when go international abroad and spend some money from your parents' pocket.
You right? Yeah, it's a big thing. Oh wait,
Yeah.
oh you're freezing up actually. Hello. Okay,
Oh.
you're there. You're back. Can you just repeat that?
I mean, I think the pressure was always there when you get your money from your parents' pockets, and you don't know what's happening, and it's not a well-informed decision. So the pressure is humongous. So do you regret it
Yeah.
going to Fanshawe, or do
Do I
you
regret going to Fanshawe?
it's like a very good decision or one of the best decisions of your life? How's Fanshawe?
Um. Okay, so Fanshawe, I think it was a good decision because I didn't really because yeah, when I got here, I would also hear other people's experiences about the colleges they
Mm.
would go to around Toronto or in different other cities. And so I guess like I didn't really like think it was a big deal for me to go to Fanshawe. But then if I think of like coming to Canada, I still can't really say whether that was a good decision or whether I regret it because it's still such a difficult adjustment, like you finish studying and now you have to find a job
Mm.
and you can't just work any job if you want to get PR. You have to get a specific type of job if you want to get PR in Canada. And then it's like you're still spending all this time and money, and just getting started all over again it's draining. But in terms of Fanshawe, I don't regret it. I think it was a good experience in terms of the quality of the education. And then we transitioned to online. So that wasn't the best, but like, what can we do? There's a pandemic, so we have to
Yeah.
study online, right? Yeah.
No, no. No, so like before coming to Canada, like do like immigration officers ask you any questions before like entering questions? If they ask you, then what are those questions?
Okay, so before coming to Canada, do the immigration officers ask you
Ah,
questions?
at the airport, like the
Oh, at the
immigration.
airport?
Yeah, yeah. They
Oh,
do
okay, so you
anything?
mean when I landed in Canada?
Yeah, yes.
Oh, okay, when I
Flew from Canada to flew from your home country to Canada, right? So like, did you have any difficulty? Like, what were the things that happened during that time? What?
oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so from my home country, I guess they just ask you why are you going to Canada? So I just say
Mm.
studying. I don't even think they asked me anything when I was leaving my home country.
Okay.
And then, but when I got to Canada,
Mm.
they do ask you some questions like, why
Yeah.
are you studying? I mean,
Mm.
why are you studying? Why are you studying the courses that you're studying? How long do you intend to stay? Do you know anyone in Canada? I actually can't remember, but I remember like knowing that they were going to ask me questions because I
Mm.
also researched that some people get interviewed at when they arrive in Canada. So I was actually kind of like nervous. But yeah, they asked me the same questions that most people get asked. But the immigration officer she was nice. She was just asking me
Oh,
casually. But some of
that's
them are more serious, I think. Yeah.
that's cool. That's cool. So like,
Yeah.
do we need to download that Arrive Can app? I've heard a lot about it. Did you download that app?
Arrive can.
Yeah, because I've
I've
heard
heard
some.
of it.
Mm.
What is it all about, actually? But I've heard of it, but I'm not too sure what it's all about.
It's something about like our personal information, like passport and SOPs and everything. That we have to put it in there in that app. I think that's what I've heard about it. I've just downloaded it. I'll have a look at it. I haven't had
Oh,
time.
okay. Is it for people that wanna move to
Yeah.
Canada?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh, okay. But
So
what is the benefit or the purpose of it?
like it's like an e-copy of our documents. Actually, I think that's like we
Oh,
have when we go in there for our immigration, like to show the immigration officers. That's it.
okay, that makes sense. Okay, I hadn't heard about. I mean, I heard about it, but like I didn't know it was for that. Yeah,
Mm.
but that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, and how did you prepare before coming to Canada? Both like
How did I
mentally.
prepare?
Uh,
How did I prepare? Wait,
or
sorry. Your
just
question is how did I prepare?
yeah,
Oh,
prepare
before
for.
coming.
There must be some like jiggles before like you have to get this, get that. And I've just saw in many Facebook groups that you have to buy that flat pin adapter or charger.
Oh my gosh!
Usually,
Yeah, yeah. That's it. Because you get your and you're like, okay, I need to charge my phone, and it's like, oh, okay, they have different. What do they call it? A universal adapter system. I don't know what they call it. But how did I prepare? Oh my gosh, I didn't even have that much time to prepare because I think a week before my visa got approved, so I had like 1 week to like
yeah.
get everything together. I had to cancel all my memberships or whatever in my home country, um and then what did I actually I can't really say how I prepared. I just had to make sure that I had all that I needed, like all my documents um and then maybe because
Utensils and all? Did you carry any utensils?
sorry.
Utensils. Did you carry any utensils, or you got there?
No, I just
No.
I
Oh.
just I bought a few clothes and
Ah.
then what else? Clothes and shoes and like maybe like my prescriptions for like my eyes and my glasses, contacts or whatever. But it was really rushed. Because I think I had a few days to just pack everything up and go. But um and then of course like you need jackets because it was fall when I
Yeah.
was coming, like autumn. So the jackets that I came with are not good enough for winter, but for fall it was good enough. So I guess also just packing clothes that will keep you a bit warm
Okay.
for the. I mean, it was August, September, so it was fine. So, but yeah, preparing wasn't that bad. I just had to mentally prepare, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool. Like, do you get those like really good jackets for like winter in Africa? Like, it
No,
must be very hot there. How do you get that,
the
though?
the jackets I bought are just for every day, but it was not good enough for Canada. So I actually had to
Mm.
buy some new jackets while I was here. So yeah.
Is the Ukraine and Russia war affecting international like students there in Canada? Is it affecting?
Oh,
Prices are going up. Anything is it affecting?
so the current war, is it affecting anything? I
Yeah.
think the gas price is gonna go up, or it has already gone up. But I think that's a worldwide phenomena. Um, but in terms of anything else, I mean, I did hear that they took away all the Russian drinks from drink stores. Uh,
Mm.
but in terms of like, you mean like immigration? Like, how
Yeah.
is it going to affect like international
No, no,
students if they try to?
like while you have like the international students living there in Canada, like if the prices go up and you know you have to manage all sort of budget in there, right?
Oh yeah. Of course, of course. I mean, even like recently, inflation has been a big issue, and prices have gone up so significantly. So I would think that I mean, not even just for international students, like everyone in Canada,
Mm.
it's a big deal because you go to the grocery stores and you wonder why is chicken $5 more? You know what I mean? Or why am I getting so little for like $50 now? So I guess
Mm.
never mind the war, but just in general, like inflation in Canada is just crazy. But in terms of the war, I think it would like. I mean, we're not seeing the impact yet, but I would think in the next few weeks we're gonna see how it plays out in terms of like the economy. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean?
Okay. Um. So like, how's the like study process in Fanshawe? Like the group study and projects and
Mm-hmm.
like how can you get like a good grades in there?
Okay.
Like, mm.
Yeah. Yo. So it's so hard because it's a bit frozen. Okay, you're still there. Okay. Um. Actually, I feel like Fanshawe was very like difficult and fast paced. I don't know if it was because of the courses I was doing, but I don't think so. Because I did postgrad certificates, so I'm wondering if diplomas or degrees are just as intense and fast paced. But for me personally, it was very fast paced. It wasn't, I wouldn't say difficult. It was just too much work and too much to do. Like in one week, there was just too much to do. There were too many group assignments. There were too many personal assignments. And then on top of that, you have to like keep up with the readings, and they expect you to be up to date with like the chapters, for instance. But in terms of passing, I guess you just need to focus on like what's ahead in the coming days. Because I mean, maybe for 1 month you'll have 10 different assignments. So maybe 4 assignments per week. So, I mean, it's very difficult to start the assignment for 2 weeks' time in that specific
Okay.
week. So it's like you have to literally focus on whatever's coming in the specific week. And then once you have that out the way, you have to focus on what's next. Even if you have 1 day to do it, or if you have 2 days to do it, you just need to basically, you have to just use all the time that you have to get it done. So that's why I was actually happy when we moved to online because you have more time to actually not waste, because it's such a waste of time to travel to college and back home, and then you're so tired. So
Mm.
that's another waste of time because you have to sleep and get some rest.
Yeah.
Um, and then also just, yeah, just being at college is also just like a bit distracting because your friends are there. So I
Mm.
think online was good because you have all the time that you need to actually get everything done. I think that's how I passed. And then obviously you need to have friends to pass because your friends are going to help you out with the resources and the information they have. Because if I didn't have friends in my first course, I don't think I would have made it because they knew what I didn't know. Like they had all the resources or they knew certain things I didn't know. So it kind of helped. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So I've heard that the resume and the cover letter of Canada is like a bit different
Yeah.
from other parts. Like, so what difference did you feel? Like, what's the
Um,
difference?
honestly, okay. What's the difference? I think just the format,
Mm.
but I don't see such a big difference. I mean, I guess in my opinion, the only difference I've seen is maybe the format
Okay.
of the resume and then just making sure that you are um, including all the relevant information that you would need to like personalize the cover letter and the resume for each job. But that's the same in every country.
Mm.
So I don't really see the difference. I would just say that's all I personally picked up on was the format.
Okay.
Um, like the way
Just
that it's structured. Like you're
mm.
starting with your personal. I mean, you're starting with your details on the top, and then your personal profile, your skills, and then education experience, work experience, and volunteer or interests. I don't see a big difference.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. So what's the like job procedure, job search procedure in like Canada? Like
Uh,
like do they come to college or if you don't get picked in college, like what do you do then?
okay, you mean okay? So the job procedure from like a student standpoint.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. So if you're talking about full time job, it's a good idea to start looking for that while you're in college.
Mm.
And as you mentioned, like if you have a co-op, I think it is a good idea because then you will actually that opportunity to get a full-time job from that co-op. But yeah, co-op is not always a good idea. It just depends. But in terms of the process of actually getting a full-time job, it takes okay. Like everyone's gonna have their different experiences. So
Mm.
um, honestly, I just feel like like when I talk to people and from my own experience, you just need to start applying early and you have to apply for as many jobs as possible. So I feel like it's a numbers game. And then also just networking because networking is a big deal.
Mm.
Um, I almost got a so the best job that okay, so I have a job now, but it's not like the best, but I've had the opportunity to get a really good job because of like one of the people that I studied with. So, but I couldn't get that job because I don't have permanent residence. So I was disqualified. But I actually had the opportunity to interview and they offered me the job. And that was because of someone that I knew. So they here in Canada, they say that networking is a very big deal. So just
Mm.
having like just knowing the right people and just networking, that is a that's also very advantageous in getting a good job. But yeah, so networking and applying for as many jobs as possible. So that is the process.
Yeah.
And then
So
making sure that you have your resume and cover letter to the Canadian standards.
okay, yeah. Sure. I've always wondered, like, how do you build the right connections, or how do you build networking? Like, do you know
Um,
any tips over there?
breaking up. Can you just repeat that?
Oh, how do you build the right networking for your career and the the right connections? So, do you have any tips on that?
Um, honestly, like if I look at my career network,
Mm,
it's people that I met at college.
mm,
So if you get the opportunity to study in class in person, then that's a good opportunity to actually well, I guess the people I became friends with are my professional network. So yeah, getting the opportunity to make friends when you are in college in person, that's a good opportunity to just, to make friends, to even the people that aren't your friends, just kind of like having some form of like friendship or relationship with them,
mm.
just being open, to getting to know people. um, I think, yeah, college is a good way. And then also there are events, networking events where you can meet people. So that's another opportunity
Oh,
to to expand your network. So yeah, there's actually like a website. It's called Eventbrite, where you can find like networking events and then you attend them and then you get to meet people. And then also Fanshawe College used to have like events where you can actually network. So I guess that's a good idea.
gotcha. What is the website? Eventbrite.
Yeah,
Eventbrite.
Eventbrite. Eventbrite. Yeah, yeah, it's eventbrite.ca if I'm not mistaken. But I think there are countless networking sites. Well, Eventbrite has events, but then you can search for networking events. Or I think it's eventbrite.com.
And
But
check it out.
yeah, even LinkedIn, you can just search for events nearby,
Mm.
and then
Oh yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna ask you like, how does LinkedIn actually help us in like a job, our job search?
LinkedIn is very, very helpful. It's useful
Mm,
because if you have your LinkedIn profile
mm,
like presented and structured in a certain way, then like you can either attract recruiters and if you're also using the right keywords, of course, because on my LinkedIn, I've got marketing management, financial college, marketing, and then I've got like certain keywords. So when a recruiter is looking for a specific type of student or graduate or I don't know, certain skill set, they'll find you. And then secondly, when you apply for jobs on LinkedIn, then they're obviously going to look at your LinkedIn profile. So, you know, depending on what your LinkedIn profile looks like, it can either mean that you're disqualified for a job or you couldn't have the opportunity, right? But yeah, I think I've had like 3 recruiters find me on LinkedIn. So it's a good place to be. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Um, so like, suppose I have a 1 year program of a PG graduate or something like that. So
So
if I
can you
wanted to
just
have,
repeat that?
suppose if I have a 1 year graduate program, like so I want to study a plus one, right? So like, how early should we be applying for that? Should we like make up our mind, or because we have to apply early as international students, right?
Oh, okay. So if you want to just apply for a 1 year program from outside of
1 year
Canada.
program. Yeah. Then when we enter there, we want to have plus one more. Like suppose we are not confident that we'll get a job in there. So for a 1 year program graduate, it's like 3 years, 3 months of PSW, I guess 3 or 6 months post study work.
Wait, sorry, I just saw it. Okay, yeah, I get it. Okay, so
Did
if
you
you
get it, right?
wanna extend,
Yeah, I have a 1 year program and I want to extend for like 1 more year. For the next year, I
uh,
have to get it right. Like,
yeah,
how do you apply? When do you apply? Like,
um, I guess you'd have to just do it before okay, because if you come to Canada and you're doing, okay, just stop me if I've got it all
what?
wrong in my head. So you come to Canada, you're doing one program, which is 1 year, and
Yeah,
then you realize, okay, maybe I need to maybe do another program, which is 1 year.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So
Like,
at what
really apply.
point do you start
Start the
applying for
process.
the second
Yeah.
one?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was in that situation because I didn't have to apply, but I had to change my program. So you just have to do it before the closing date or
Mm,
before the closing date of the second program.
okay.
So I would like honestly like maybe let's say Oh, that's a hard question. I'm just gonna say as soon as possible. And then also you have
Okay.
to look at like how full is the program that you want to do,
Mm.
like the second program, because that was also another problem of mine because it was almost full and I was almost late and I wouldn't have had any other option to do a second course. So also
Mm.
just looking at like how full the second program gets. That would be a good idea.
Can we take like other course like which is not related to our like first year?
Can you repeat that?
If you want to add another program, can we take any program like, or it should be related to our
Yeah, you
or-
can. Yeah, you can take any program because I did
Mm.
marketing management and then supply chain management. So that's a bit unrelated. I mean, it's pretty much unrelated. So that's yeah. But if you want to actually do something that's related, then that would be a good idea. I personally wanted to do something related, like maybe sports and event. I think it was event marketing or sports and management marketing. So which is related to marketing management. So I could have done that, but yeah, it just depends on you.
Mm. Okay. So like when you arrived in Canada, the one of the biggest problems is accommodation, right? So
Hmm.
like did you stay in a hostel or like did you want it
Yeah.
like near the college or was staying far away from the college beneficial or what
Uh,
was it?
yeah, actually, yeah, when I got here, like thank God my brother already lived here, so I was able to stay with him. But it was one bus ride away from the college, which was okay. It was still pretty close. But then
Mm.
at some point, I found a place which was like a well, let me just say 10-minute walk from the college. So that was very helpful because I could just leave and come back in between classes. Because if I had like a 2-hour gap between classes, I could just go home and then go back. But if you live far, then I mean, you're basically stuck at college all day. So it's a bit of a problem.
So stay as near as possible, even though it's like
Yeah,
a bit expensive,
yeah,
right?
just make sure it's as close as possible. And then even if it's not that close, like if you spend in 20 minutes on the bus, then it's fine. Like, but it's as long as it's one bus, because
Okay.
the bus system is very, very not complicated. It's a bit frustrating. So you just want to make sure that it's as easy as possible.
Oh, cool. So like I've heard like we shouldn't take. I mean like we shouldn't take like the bottom room, right? Because it's like too cold in there.
Oh, basement rooms.
Yeah, basement rooms. Like it's like free for all.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Basement, actually, just basements can be really, really cold in winter. And then I think in summer it can get really hot. So, I mean, but some people have really no option because actually finding accommodation can be really difficult sometimes. Because when I got here, like finding accommodation was, oh, it was a nightmare. And then my lease expired, and then I had to look for another accommodation. So that was also tough. But yeah, avoid basements. But if you have no other option, I guess, I don't think there is heating in basements. So you just have to find like a really good heater.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. But if you have no option and it's well priced, then just go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But like, what are the like must-have apps in Canada? Like, we need for me in here, we need like apps like the ride-sharing app and food delivery app. We
Exactly.
need those apps. So, what are the must-have apps like that we need to have in our phone in Canada?
Um, okay, when you move to Canada, let me think. Okay, if you're gonna be a student, then you definitely need. Okay, there are those student apps that are really helpful. What is it called? It's called I think Chegg or something.
Mm.
It's just an app that will help you like with homework or whatever. And then obviously if you don't have like a car and the bus is gonna be really annoying, you need Uber. And then actually the better alternative to Uber that I use and that I tell everyone about is Face Drive. So it's way
Mm.
cheaper than Uber because Uber is so expensive. So Face Drive, sometimes you're going to be lazy to cook. So you're going to need Skip the Dishes or Uber Eats or DoorDash.
Yeah.
And then what other apps? Oh, if because it's a bit challenging making friends, so maybe Bumble can help you out. I don't know. Bumble, they have it in every country. I don't know if you know it.
No, we just go with our friends. We don't use. I don't think in here we have any dating apps as well in here. So
Oh
you
yeah.
wouldn't get
Oh, you just work with whoever's around. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that.
Yeah, if you need dating apps or making friends,
Very good.
apps. Yeah, so I guess
That's in
Facebook, yeah, Bumble.
American there, so I get that.
So say what?
Tinder and everything is there, so I get that part as well.
I'm not even gonna say Tinder because that's a bad idea.
Okay, okay. I'm not gonna ask you why because that's personal
Yeah,
choice.
yeah, yeah. That's too personal.
Do you ever use like Together in there?
Say
Together
again.
app. Together app. Have you heard of it?
Do you get her?
Yeah, Together.
Is
It's
that an app?
yeah, that's an app that like if you have the same interest, so like two people will like make a pattern and make a habit, make a routine, and they'll follow that thing. So that's an app.
Wait,
It's same
but
thing
wait,
like
a
Bumble.
routine about what?
No, like if you want to reach a goal, right? So they will do the same work together, and like suppose
Oh,
I want to lose weight, right? So like there we like we'll make friends in that app,
yeah,
and
yeah.
like he like run for 20 minutes. You'll run for 20 minutes. I'll run for 20 minutes. But it's
Oh,
like a
I've never heard of
yeah,
that. It sounds
it's just
cool.
cool.
It sounds interesting. Wait,
Yeah,
so it's called Together.
yeah. Together.
Do
Do.
Oh, do you get okay, okay. Oh, do you
Uh,
get there? Okay, 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 okay. I've never heard of that, but that actually sounds kind of cool. I should check that out.
okay, so that.
Oh, I forgot about Papa Ride because if you hear and you want to travel around to other cities, then Papa Ride's a good app. It's like a car pulling rideshare app. Yeah.
Okay. Also cool. So like similar to web apps, like what are the websites that really helps the students? We need to have like websites. Do you know any?
Um. Okay, so I mean websites specifically to help students with like coursework or just
Or
information or what?
information or everything like generally
Yeah.
coursework. Everything.
Yeah, so I mean, okay, so if you get here, you need accommodation. It's Kijiji.com. I guess also Facebook, because Facebook has a whole lot of groups which will help international students. Like even for instance, if you're from the Caribbean and you need like a Caribbean community, then there's Facebook groups for that. In terms of like websites which can help you with like your coursework or any content, it's called what is it called? Oh my gosh. Wait, let me see. I think it's called like Chegg or something.
Check. Yeah, I get.
Yeah,
CHEGG.
yeah,
I get it.
Chegg. Yeah, it's that one, and then it's like there's the one that's like purple. It's got a purple brand or a blue brand. It's similar to Chegg, but that
Okay.
website, yeah, that one.
Okay. You
um,
can send me the.
yeah, that one.
You can
When I
send me the
remember,
link
I'll
later.
just say. Sorry.
You can send me the link later. I'll put it
Yeah,
in the
I'll send you the
description.
link. Yeah, yeah, exactly. What else? What
Does
else?
does Grammarly help? Grammarly.
Oh yeah, Grammarly. Yeah, if because I know there's a lot of international students and English is maybe not their first language, so I guess Grammarly would be a good idea. The free trials. Um, but yeah, I think that's about it.
That's
I'm
about
probably
it.
forgetting so many. Yeah, I'm forgetting because that was like a year ago, 2 years ago. So yeah, I think those are the
No.
main ones. Unless you know any.
Um. No, I don't know much. I don't know much about
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, have you like bought like what's the system like to buy if you want to buy like shares as an international student, right? Like
Hmm.
we get there and if you want to buy shares, Bitcoin, like in my country, buying Bitcoins is illegal right now. I don't know about Africa. Uh,
Really?
yeah, it's illegal right now. So
Oh wow.
that's what I'm thinking. Like if I'm an international student, like have you bought any
It,
Bitcoins and everything? Typical.
I've been trying. Well, I haven't been trying. I've been thinking of doing it for like the past few months, but I just
Yeah.
haven't done it. Yeah, so it's always been something that it's on my to-do list for this year. But it shouldn't be an issue because I've got friends that
Mm.
actually do it. Like they have the app. I think it's called. Like I'm not too sure what platform they use, but they do have Bitcoin. Like they've bought stocks. I mean, crypto. They're not stocks. It's crypto. Um, yeah, it's there shouldn't be an issue. I think it's
Can you can,
just yeah.
can you buy stocks as well as an
Can you,
international student? Can we buy stocks as well?
yeah, you can, yeah. I don't think it's an issue at all.
Okay. Oh yeah.
I'm just
Good.
not too. I just need to do more research because that's something I personally want to do too. But yeah, it's not a problem because I know people that are doing it and people that encourage me to do it.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like, have you bought like, how do you buy a car? Like as an international student, like we all want want to own a car, right? A car and a house. So what's the like pathway? Like,
Okay, so you need to. Okay, I'm the wrong person to ask because I've
no,
not
no,
done. I
I'm
haven't
just
done
like
any of it.
your
I
opinion on
haven't.
that.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay. So what's the
your opinion.
process? Of my opinion.
Yeah,
Okay.
just a plan. Okay.
Okay. Because it's. I know you have to do like G1, G2, and I think it's the G license or whatever. Um, but if you already have a license from back home, I know of people that
Mm,
have converted it to the Canadian one. Well, not they haven't
mm,
converted it. They've just skipped a few steps.
mm,
So that's pretty much fine. In terms of a car, buying a car, when I ask, I'm just going off what I ask my friends. They tell me that it's not that expensive.
mm,
Um, and so when you come here, like literally everyone has a car. You know what I mean? Like someone could have been here for like 3 months and they will already have a car and a license. So I don't think it's that difficult. Um, I know of friends who have put down a down payment of maybe, let me not give amounts. I'm not too sure what the actual amounts are. I kind of forgot. But when they tell me, I'm like, oh, is it that easy? So they'll put down a down payment and then they'll pay their car off over time.
mm,
Unless you just get like a secondhand car
mm.
cash, which is
Oh,
I just remember like people telling me, and I'm just like, okay, it's not that expensive.
oh,
Maybe like when you convert it to another currency, it's expensive, but yeah, when you
right.
just look at it like in Canadian dollars, I guess it's not that bad. But the process is not so bad. I'm only starting the process now because
Yeah.
I'm now I can see the need to have a car. Like I'm tired of taking the bus and Uber, so now I'm just like, let me study for G1. I heard G1 will take me like 1 week to study, and then I
Mm,
just go and do it, and then I can maybe wait a few months and do the driving test, and then I'll have enough money to have I mean I'll have enough money saved up by then to maybe get a car. So it's not that difficult. I've met so many people here that have been here for a few months and they already have a car, and I'm like, oh, it's easy.
cool. So like, what are your plans on buying a house? Like, would you ever like to buy one in Canada?
Um, Honestly, I've had this conversation with friends. Like, it's just it sounds so it just sounds like such a far. I don't know how to put it in words. It just sounds so far into the future buying a house in Canada because like I don't know if you're keeping up with like the housing market and the prices.
Mm,
I don't know if you're keeping up with that, but in any case, it just sounds it sounds almost impossible. But like right now, personally, I don't have plans to buy
okay.
any property in Canada
Okay.
just because it just sounds very far into the future, like something that's very very difficult to attain. You
Oh,
know?
okay. Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
So this one, like, I don't think. What is the process of actually getting a PR in Canada? Like, I don't think.
Oh, there's actually different ways to get PR in Canada, but I guess the most common one. So if we're speaking to people that want to come study here, the most common way is to basically study. Yeah, I don't know. You can study for 1 year, you can study for 2 years, but depending, like the better option is to study for as long as for the amount of time where you can actually get a 3 year postgrad work permit.
Mm.
So once you get the 3 year postgrad work permit, you have to get a knock 0A or B job. So it's a specific type of job. And then once you're in that job for like roughly 1 year, then you can apply for PR. So, I mean, I had a friend that did a 1 year course and she just got her 3 year work permit, which is very rare, but it is possible. And then you work for 1 year and then you can apply for PR. But that's
Okay.
just one way. I think there are obviously so many other ways to get PR. But that's
Mm.
the way that I'm trying to go with,
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, so like coming back to like Fanshawe College, like how heavy is the coursework in there? Like how many days do you have to uh go to the college in there? Like do you have time for extra activities like gymming and dance, sports, something like that? Can
Um, okay,
can
so
an
generally,
can an international student afford to get involved in all those? Right?
oh yeah, yeah. Is there even time to like do all these
Um,
other things? Um, yeah, during my first course when I was going to college, it was I think 4 days a week. So I think Friday we didn't have to go to college, but like I think I would still go because like we had group assignments, we had so many assignments, and then I couldn't really focus at home because I also lived with three other girls and they were they were just loud and obnoxious. Sorry to say it, they were just the worst to live with. So I would have to just go to college even on my days off just so I can get some work done because we would have so many quizzes, assignments, so many things to do, even especially on Sundays, we'd have assignments, and I'll just be like, it never ends. So yeah, usually even in my second course, we'd have classes. I think every day except Monday or Tuesday. So it's maybe 4 days a week. Do you have time for other things? If it's online, yeah, I had time to just live my life, go to gym, go to like friend's house, go for coffee or whatever, go travel around. But when we were actually at like when we're actually going to school, like in person, I mean, it just depends, like how well you can manage your time and your activities, and how tired you are, or how active you are, or your discipline level, I guess. So yeah, there always is time, but school is consuming. So I'm just gonna say it depends on who you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like that's it like for today. Like thank you very much for coming in. You're so cool.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate
It's
it. This
like
was so much fun. We should
when you
totally
talk
do
about
another one. Say what?
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure, sure. You're so like cool, even like you're so open to talk about everything. So like I really like the vibe.
Thank
Awesome.
you. Thank
Thank
you.
you
I
very
really enjoyed this. I need to do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
much. We'll go again. So like it's
Okay. All right.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much. Thank you. Take care.
Take care, man.